Hello everyone, it's your boy Proph Rye. I'm back with another video, another creative, epic content, people. And you know how it is right now. Right now outside it's hot, people. The weather's getting nice, summer is coming, and the gal them look stunning. I have to admit it, I give it to them. They're doing their thing. Whoever wants to come out naked is coming out naked. Whoever's coming out with clothes is coming out with clothes. Whoever's looking presentable is looking presentable. Each to their own. Each are doing their thing. You get me? But yeah, man. Apart from that, people, I'm here to pick up on a conversation, man. And it's not really a conversation still, but it's a topic that I'm gonna have with the people, and it's about Nato. Now, in these last days to come, we're gonna see Nato's gonna go through a lot of problem, man, because Nato's one of the biggest gangs out here, people. Let me tell you a little story. You see, back then, I used to hear people talk about Nato and say Nato this, Nato that, and so on and so on and so on. And I used to think, rah, this Nato guy sounds like a gangster, fam. You get me? And then just to find out down the line, Nato's actually a legion of soldiers. A legion of soldiers. You get me? Some national soldier thing, national soldiers, that's what they're on. You get me? That's who I think Putin is, proclaiming, going back and forward with and saying, yeah, NATO gonna get involved in all of this Ukraine stuff and all of this nonsense. But if you guys actually realize, yeah, NATO are what you call instigators. Instigators. They don't really have a purpose. They're just like the government. They're on top of the government, to be honest. Those are literally some serious top agents, government officials. And even to join NATO and get into NATO, you have to be a different type of breed. You have to be a different type of breed. Sorry, guys, I might keep rubbing my eyes. The hay fever's kicking in right now. Flip. The weather is serious. Like I'm saying, people, NATO is a different type of breed. To even join NATO, you have to be a soul seller. You have to have no soul. You have to be a demon to be in NATO. And I'm being dead serious, because the stuff that NATO do behind closed doors, people, is very demonic. That gang is not serving God. That gang is part of the Antichrist. They're occultists. There's a lot of stuff Putin can tell you about NATO, but if Putin told you a lot of stuff about NATO, little war will kick off. Not a big war, but little war will kick off. Because NATO's itching, You wouldn't be surprised to know that they're the one that are doing so many funding into wars across the world. NATO's not no righteous army, people. If you know what you have to do to get into NATO, apparently you have to do sacrifices, you have to do rituals, you have to have sex with animals, you have to touch kids. Let me tell you something, NATO holds weight. These criminals hold weight. And I think that's the reason why down the line, you're going to start to see a lot of NATO soldiers are going to end up dying. And this has nothing to do with me, NATO, please. Don't come after me. Don't think that I'm against you guys, because let me tell you something. Your problem is not with me, but with God. Because of what you lot are doing behind closed doors, you lot think God is not watching. You lot think God is not watching. NATO plays a big part in when it's time to go around and killing people. Those are the type of agents they send for you. You'll think that is the MI5, but NATO's bigger than MI5. MI5 is just a little joker. No joke, people. When you're out here and you're speaking the truth, and you're speaking the truth about God and Jesus and all of these things, you wouldn't believe to know NATO are at the top of the table and they can get you wiped out. NATO's dangerous. They shouldn't be around. That's a serious gang. That's a serious occult gang. Anytime you get a little piece of little power, like many people like to say, and you start saying certain things and you start doing certain things, you best believe secret agents, national soldiers, the NATO people, then will come for you, fam. You get me? But fear not, people. Fear not. Because NATO's not coming for me. God's already going for them. And that's why by the end of maybe 2025, you guys are going to start to hear a lot of story about NATO. A lot of truth coming out about NATO. And not only that, in the realms, I had a dream. I had a dream that all the NATO soldiers had cancer. And one by one, they just keep dropping like flies. They just keep dying like flies. And guess what? In the end of the dream, this is when I woke up. I saw Nato was no more. I saw Nato was no more, people. So we have to understand what's going on out here, man. And like I said, there's so much stuff Putin can come out and say about Nato. You get me? But Putin knows. He knows it's going to cause big trouble. Because Putin ain't really too sober himself. And I'm going to say that because a lot of people watch this video that I make and say that this guy's crazy, this guy's mad, this guy's not sober, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But what's in the dark will come to light. And that's what people don't seem to understand in these last days. Everyone thinks that a lot of stuff that's happening in the world right now is a joke. People think what's happening in the world right now is a joke. Things are being exposed for a reason, for people to open up their eyes and use their brain. We've all been given a brain. We have to think. But you have people out there that will see things and see all of these things going on right in front of their eyes and will pay no mind to it and just continue the day tomorrow like it's a normal day. You have to be running to Jesus Christ out here, people. Without Jesus Christ, you're finished. But they're going to paint it in a bad image. And they'll say that I'm talking all of these things, I'm trying to corrupt the people and all of these things. I'm trying to take... all these people are fighting for out here, people, is power. You get me? All they're fighting for out here, people, is power. And they're using the people. They're using the people of the world to go against each other, to go against continents. And in the end, it doesn't make no sense. Because look how much people has died. And the people that created these wars, who are meant to be leaders of these soldiers, they sit in their mansions. And you wouldn't believe to know, a lot of them are even putting money down and using wars as Betfred and Paddy power. Making bets with each other. Making bets with elites from different countries. Who's going to win the war? This is what they're doing to people out here. And people are playing blind to these things. Haven't you lot watched Squid Game and that? Huh? Have you lot, fam, watch Squid Game and take a note, fam. You see everyone killing each other for that money in the ceiling, bro. Whoever was close started turning on each other. That's how life is out here. That's how the government want things to be out here. That's how NATO planned to make sure the matrix system in every single country worldwide is doing that same operation. And that's why when he's trying to stay righteous out here, you have problems with people like NATO. Secret agents. You have to be careful of that NATO gang people, fam. Putin ain't telling no lies, and I'm from England. You get me? And it's not like I'm saying that me and Putin's on the same team. Because they don't go like that. I'm against Putin. Putin's an evil man. He's done a lot of evil things for money. He's done a lot of evil things to be sitting where he sits right now. To be forcing people of the country to go to war. All those young kids. That's no respect for the people. That's no respect for the young kids growing up that want a future in life. If I'm chatting shit, you can tell me that I'm chatting shit in the comments. I'm open to all negative comments. I'm open to all good comments as well. But at the end of the day, I don't care what it is. Once you're coming out and speaking like this and you got your little talk, then yeah, Proph Rye will say boom, bam. But right now, everyone's stunting. And everyone's looking up. You know what everyone's doing out here? Everyone's worshipping their governments, fam. Everyone is worshipping their governments. And worshipping all of this madness. This is what you call serving idols, fam. People are looking at the government like they're idols. And government ain't no idols out here. You get me? They're just like me and you and everyone else. They shouldn't even have all that money. We should all have all that money what they have. You get me? When you say things like that, you have people like Nato that come on your back from behind the scenes, trying to take people out like Martin Luther King. You get me? There's a reason why I'm making this video, fam. So you'll be surprised to know. It will be those secret NATO demons that they'll send to try and take me out. Every video I make is a learning curve. Not for myself, not just for myself, for everyone. You get me? Because let me tell you something. If you ain't speaking out and trying to change the world and trying to do positive stuff in the world and trying and be the opposite of NATO, you're not doing God's will. And God can see your heart. You ain't making it to heaven. You get me? This shit is more than going to church, going to mosque, going to synagogue. This is some deep spiritual warfare going on out here. People are doing spiritual warfare to stay in power. A lot of these soldiers are doing spiritual warfare and rituals. in the camp. The earth is running mad right now. And Nato's destroying it. Because if NATO was a serious of soldiers or gangs, they'll be coming and talking to all of these leaders and telling them to lay the weapons down. They'll be coming and talking to everyone, telling them to lay their weapons down, people. Let's all get together and unite. This is not how things should be running. We don't need no world war. We don't need no World War III. We don't need to be doing all of these things. And these people actually signed up to the camp. That's how you know they're demons. These people actually signed up to NATO. And they're running in a few countries. They're operating in a few countries like a business. Fucking hell. You get me? Even a blind man can see all this nonsense, bruv. You get me? But like I said, people, NATO, you lot need to lay your weapons down and you lot need to come to an understanding on how everyone's going to quit their job. Because in these last days to come, you're going to see God's going to take you lot out. And don't blame me. I'm just a normal man that gets around doing everything else like everyone else is doing. You get me? So I don't want NATO to be looking at my video and thinking, oh, we're going to kill him, we're going to come after him and all of these things. You get me? No weapons formed against us shall not prosper. And I speak that loud into existence. So you have to be careful. Because I know Satan is a lot of you lot's dads. And I don't want to have words with him. You get me? So apart from that, man, I'm going to leave this video here, man. It's your boy Proph Rye. Stay blessed, people. Can't believe what NATO's up to.